Deadlock is, on paper, faster, longer range, and more adaptable to every playstyle due to its crazy perk pool than anything we've gotten before. There is an issue, however, and this isn't a new problem. Weekly lockouts on loot have plagued Destiny ever since its inception in 2014, but for weapons like Rose, Deadlock, or Mercurial Overreach, these lockouts are significantly worse because these specific weapons are insanely roll sensitive. To put this in perspective, the difference between a 2 out of 5, 1 in 49 summoner and a 5 out of 5, 1 in 3100 summoner is like 4 meters of range. Perhaps rougher recoil too if you're really unlucky, but you can fix that with an adept mod. The difference between a 2 out of 6 or 1 in 49 for Rose and Deadlock, 1 in 36 for Mercurial, and a 6 out of 6 around 1 in 7000 for any of the previously mentioned comp weapons is a completely altered performance profile. In an era of Destiny where taking so much as an auto bullet of flinch will throw your aim to Zimbabwe, a 60 handling sniper simply isn't good enough, and for different but just as deadly issues, neither is a 60 range or 30 stability Rose. This roll sensitivity hits Deadlock like a truck because shotguns are almost completely unusable if they don't meet a certain standard set by craftable options like Prophet of Doom or Someday. Deadlock is better than both of those, of course, but it's so damn unlikely you get a god roll it isn't even worth trying. Is what I said at first, but then, deep in the inescapable abyss of RNG, I saw it. Closing time, 50 handling, a 0.8 animation duration multiplier, and 20 additional range for the last shot. Those benefits start at about half effectiveness at 50% mag remaining, then scale up until you hit max at the last shot. The perk is so good, it single-handedly saved this shotgun from unattainability. Therefore, without further ado, the Sys guide to usability for Deadlock. For column 1, anything that isn't smoothbore or rifled is recommended, with barrel shot and corkscrew being preferred. Smoothbore is the better option of the two unfavorables, but sacrificing spread for range just isn't necessary when you have this many stat improvements everywhere else. Column 2. Accurized is obviously the best choice, but any of the magazine size increasing options, appended, tack, and extended, will increase your mag to 6, which is actually really good synergy for closing time because now you can proc the perk with 3 shots loaded instead of being limited to 2. Light mag is just objectively worse than the other options, but it's better than assault mag or steady rounds at least. For column 3, threat detector is my favorite option here because I'm a handling addict. If you fully proc both it and closing time, you can draw in like 0.09 seconds. But Lone Wolf gives aim assist, AE, and an ADS scaler, so it's good as well. Honestly, I'm having a hard time choosing between both of them. Slide Shot and Barrel Constrictor are what I call cope picks, because they're decent, but you'd really rather have something better. That being said, Slide Shot does have interesting interactions with closing time, so I won't rag on it too much. Slick Draw goes in here as well because it can basically save a dog roll on its own. It's not going to win you any favors because the lack of aim assist is noticeable, but it is a handling scaler, and if the rest of your roll sucks, it has your back. Column 4. You need closing time. Opening shot is technically an option, but then your restrictions for everything else become way tighter, so I'm just going to say use closing time and move on. Column 5 is also an obvious choice and the entire reason this thing is being considered over Prophet of Doom. Short action stock. It straight up gives 15 handling for free, which is kind of nutty. It's good enough that a 2 out of 5 with short action and closing is legitimately usable over any other kinetic slot shotgun in my humble opinion. The preferred masterwork is, of course, range or handling, depending on how your other stats shake out. Both provide tangible benefits, which is significantly more than can be said for reload or stability. All of this flexibility gets you to about a 1 in 35 chance of getting a really solid usable roll, which is actually not that bad. What can it do though? Well, assuming a dex mod, a 6 out of 6 kills at 10 pellets at 7 meters and draws in 0.1 second. Anything past 65 base range will do that too, and 50 base handling without threat detector will draw in 0.12 seconds, assuming one shot is loaded. So any extra range and handling investment will only affect cleanups or situations where you have more shots loaded. Anything with over 70 base handling will draw in 0.14 with 2 shots loaded, and 75 range will get you to the 10 pellet without requiring you to be on the last round. Basically, all you need for a competitive shotgun is closing time. So the real odds of a god roll Deadlock are about 1 in 7. You're still not going to get it though, so L plus Stillwater plus believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and thou shalt be saved, subscribe, I'm out, get out of here.